All right, guys, midday Friday for the win because I'm taking the night off, hanging out with my wife. We're going to go out for dinner and have some drinks and just have fun. We usually do that on Fridays, but I always come out here and tool around for a little bit. But anyway, if you guys watched last night's video, you guys saw that we got the crank looking fresh, right? And it's just laying in there. There is one bearing in there that it's balancing on just so that it doesn't touch any other surfaces. But what I didn't talk to you guys about was that Wednesday night I went over to my buddy JJ's house, who, or not house, we met up. That's whose car we're gonna end up putting this stuff in, and he gave me a bunch of parts to use. Ultimately, they're still his. I paid for my balancer. That one's mine. And but we got a roller cam. It's a solid roller cam. I forgot the exact specs. It's like a 6 something, whatever have you. But essentially, it's the same cam that he had in his combination, which is very similar to what we're doing here. He ran 1150s in a 3,700 pound car with this particular combination that we're kind of reviving. The short block is very similar, but it's not the exact short block. The intake and the heads are matched. I even have the same carb that he ran, which is that Demon that we rebuilt. And he provided me with another 950 up there, which we're going to try. I'm going to go through that one, clean it up, set it all up, have it ready to go. Things I also did was, as I ported out the passage for the oil pump, as you guys can see, and I mentioned it, that's the full passage. And you can see where this ended. So we only had about half of an opening. I opened it enough to allow more oil to reach that opening. So hopefully that's good. And I still got to button up the oil pump. As you can see, it's separated because I put it on the drive side. I have to drop money off to my buddy for the rocker arms. And I also got valve covers from him. Nice, just tall chrome, cheap valve covers that'll work for us. You know, nothing fancy. I got an HEI that I have to rebuild, and I'm sure I'm going to have to swap out the gear for something else. But I'm going to see. I might just pick up a cheap eBay unit and go with that. I have spare modules, but the cheap eBay units are like $50. So they're usually billet bases, and I gave it some thought. So I might just order up a cheap eBay HEI and just replace the horrible wear items that you'll normally have. But if not, like the standard GM units are fine. This one's got a little bit of end play, but I don't know what I forgot what the OK end play is on these, but I can just throw a rebuild kit from like Proform on there, get the module, the rotor, the cap, the coil, and for $80 it's worth it. So either way, he got me two oil pumps. God damn it, two water pumps. But just a funny fact that I use usually a water pump for a doorstop when I hold the door open. That actually is the water pump that came out of my 350 that's in that car, which is still good. I totally forgot about. So we got that. He lent me some measuring tools. We got an oil pump pickup that I may or may not have to modify. I do not know. We will find out. I have to measure for that. That should be fun. I still have to weld my oil pan, which actually I'm about to take to work as soon as I'm done here, so I can weld this up because it's got holes in it. And then we're going to go from there. Like I said, the oil pump pickup extension might be a modification that I have to do. It's simple to do. I'll do a video on that. But that means that tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and measure everything out. We already measured the crank. We know where we're at. But I have to put my main caps in place with my bearings, measure my vertical, see where we're at. The vertical is the most important one because the sides tend to open up. But you still should check other points to make sure how actually round it still is in trueness to it. Some people say it's important. Some people say you shouldn't worry. I'm going to measure it for the hell of it. I don't care. Same thing with the rods. The rods tend to wear out very uneven because they're constantly like going in an oval pattern versus their natural round because just of the way that they rock inside the cylinders. But we got to measure that. We got to got to bolt the caps down on the rods, and then we got to measure our vertical measurement. And again, I'll do the side measurement just to see how close it is in trueness and concentricity. And then I got to measure the bores. There's 3 spots in the bore you want to measure. You want to measure the bottom, the middle, and the top. And it's usually, on an engine that's seen a lot of miles, you really want to check on the skirt side, your load sides. So that's the main point you want to measure. But if you wanted to measure see how the other side is, even though pistons don't normally rock side to side, you can check it for side loading if maybe they've scuffed there, which it probably, these cylinder walls still look really good besides the couple pits we got. And, but yeah, I must have hit that with something. It's got a little scuff. But, yeah, I think we're set to go, man. And then we're going to degree the cam in. And pretty much so that's what we're going to do most of Saturday, which I have to pre-assemble the short block to do degree the cam. And then once we degree the cam, we could set the camshaft end plate because this is a roller cam. So really, once those are done, the rest of it comes together really fast. So I'm thinking that as long as everything is measured out and I get the rotating assembly done and I can degree the cam in, we're going to be golden. So I think I should have this engine together sometime Sunday evening is what I'm shooting for. I got plenty of time, but I'm not an engine builder, and sometimes I question my work, so I will go back and do it like a couple of times. And that's the best thing you can do is question your work. Even if it means taking something apart that's going to require to take 3 more things apart. Give yourself peace of mind. I've learned that over the years. If something bugs you, go back and fix it. So we're going to give ourselves that as well. You know, I'm not too proud to say I got to go back and do something, but the goal is to get this on the engine run stand next weekend after this one, which is tomorrow, Saturday. Technically the weekend's today, it's Friday. It's noon. My weekend already started pretty much. So, yeah, we got all our parts, rod bearings, gaskets, cam, lifters, rocker arms, all this shit, bunch of shit on the shingle. We got it all set. So I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. You know, if you want to build this at home, you can do it. You just got to find the right used candidate to revive and make sure that everything's good too. I had a lot of back history on this thing that I got, which made me very confident to do this style of build on something like this kind of a build for a little bit more high performance that most people would do for a typical standard crocus cloth polish and dingle ball hone job. So again, let you guys go.